are live. Give everyone some time to come in. Apologies, we kicked this one off without the live going, so we're backtracking, going live. Not going to retell all the same jokes we just made. You just had to be there. They were excellent, but give some people some time to join us live here, get the links shared out. And I would love to see all of your lovely smiling faces, or at the very least, your comments as we talk some Michigan Northwestern. We just got done talking some Pistons ball. What I think we need to discuss is some Michigan basketball if you're up for it.
Oh, always up for it, especially after last night. Another win.
Another win, ugly win, and that's been thematic. There's been a lot of that going around. Michigan football, we had to talk about an ugly win. Michigan basketball, same thing, as they beat Wake Forest 85-84. Took overtime to get there. Was looking like they were going to drop this one. Credit to them for fighting back. You could also say they had a 13-point lead in the first half that they blew. So there's a lot of ways to look at this game. But overall, what I choose to look at is the fact that they didn't let this one slip. They weren't playing particularly well. They were shooting atrocious from three, and they still found a way.
Yeah, that's what good teams do. You find a way to win even on your bad nights. So Michigan has a 13-point lead at halftime, ends up trailing by 7 with under 5 minutes to go, and it kind of felt like it was the end there. Then Michigan goes on a run. They hold Wake Forest to 3 of 16 on their final 19 shots in this game. Just
Cranked it up defensively.
just turned everything up. Adai completely changes the complexion
Ooh.
of games. Even the shots he doesn't block, he alters in the paint because there's just no normal answer for solving 7-3. And if you're not used to seeing that, it's hard to prepare for. And I love Dusty May rolling out the mega big lineup in this game to start things with Mara at the 5, Mojo at the 4, and Yaxel at the 3.
Yeah, still tinkering with the lineups a little bit. You could tell in this one there's some uncertainty. Stands to reason this was only our second actual game of the year. So I think he'll get dialed in with some of those lineups there. But Ade Mara is just a way more impactful player than we were giving him credit for. I think early on we would have listed him like fifth or sixth as we're going through this roster talking about big impact guys. Last night, clearly proved that it's more than that. And other people are taking notice now in recent NBA mock drafts. He's going ahead of Yaxel. And that's something that I could see like holding and see being sustainable because, like you mentioned, you can't teach 7-3, and he plays with verticality. He doesn't foul too much. So that's a real rim protector. That's a real shot blocker. He is off to an incredible start. I've got the stat in here. He's got in 2 games 30 plus points, 25 plus rebounds, over 10 blocks, over 5 assists. First since Tim Duncan
Pretty
to
good.
do it. Pretty freaking good when you're up there with the big fundamental. So he is going to be a major, major piece of this team.
Dude, trivia question, how many doubles did Adai Mara have last season?
I don't think he played a lot of minutes, so I'm going to say 2.
Nailed it. He had 2 last season, and he's had 2 in a Michigan uniform this year already.
It's a big get, man. It's a big get. And we may have undersold it, but once I saw him out there, game 1, I was like, okay, like this guy isn't, you see 7-3 and you're like, oh, he's going to be Sean Bradley. He's going to be this, like just gangly.
He looks goofy. He
does look a little goofy. Yeah. So you're like, this guy's not going to be athletic. No, this guy can work in the painted area. Now, I don't think he's taken anyone off the dribble, and I don't expect him to be freaking prime Dwayne Wade out there. But as a rim protector, as a guy that you can toss some lobs to, maybe do some other things around the basket offensively.
He's a good passer.
Man, he's a good passer too. That's
really
a great
good
call
passer.
out.
Like he does a lot for creation. He had like a hook shot alley-oop to Yaxel at one point. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. But honestly, I think this is going to be the recipe for how Michigan wins some weird games this season. Not just Mara, but it's going to vary whose turn it is to step up. Yaxel's not going to have average 9 points a game this season. I can assure you of that. I think there's going to be games where Yaxel's the man, where Mojo's the man, where it's Cadeau, where it's Gale, who was awesome in this game, looking like him just carrying that confidence over from the Texas A&M game last season. Trey McKinney was second on the team in plus minus in this one, only behind Mara. I just think that you're just going to keep seeing that. Like when the whole team is not on like game 1, that wasn't sustainable. They're going to find ways because they have so many options to be the top guy.
Yeah, and Trey McKinney was getting wide open looks and just couldn't cash in. This team shot 16% from 3. You know, talk about something that's not gonna happen? That is extremely, extremely low, and there's real shooters on this team, and
Yeah.
I would like to think that Trey McKinney as well, who was getting some great looks. I still love what we've got with him. There was also 17 turnovers from Michigan in this one, so sloppy, lot that needs to be cleaned up, still tweaking with the lineups, still figuring out what we have with some of these guys. So it's not surprising that against a good Wake Forest team, by the way, that I think will be a tournament team. I think that was a real opponent that we saw them struggle a little bit. But you nailed it, man. Like Yaxel is still going to be Yaxel Lendenborg more often than not. And then what we get from these other guys and figuring that out as we go. I think that I'm more encouraged coming away from it. Even if we would have lost, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. But finding a way to win there, extremely encouraging.
And Wake Forest just could be one of those teams where it's typically like a conference opponent that always plays you tough. I mean, played Michigan tough last year and beat them, and Wake Forest didn't make the NCAA tournament. It was still a good team, and they have a good coach in Steve Forbes, and they present like some matchup problems. They were running that wacky trap zone in the first half where it looks like man to man, but it switches into a trap zone behind it. So I think that took some getting used to, especially for so many new pieces on Michigan's team.
Mm-hmm.
But they learned, they overcame. I love that they got to face some early season adversity. The defense had to win it. I don't know why. I'm very thankful that they kept trying to test Mara in the paint. Keep doing
Yeah.
that by all means. I mean, that last shot almost hit the rafters. He threw it up so high. But I just love seeing this team get pushed to the limit early in the season and have an answer.
It's so funny. The commentators were calling on that too. Like they would drive in and the one guy would get frustrated. He'd be like, there's nowhere to go there. There's nothing there for you.
I was so happy Rafferty was on the call. It felt like a March game.
Yeah, no, it felt big, man. It felt big. And who knows? Maybe Wake Forest doesn't make the tournament. But based on what I saw, they were 2-0 in that. They played Michigan tight. They've got shot makers. They got some
Yeah.
guys that I like. So I could definitely see it. But yeah, Mara certainly changes the geometry out there. It's
Mhm.
almost it's not quite Wembenyama like, but it's not far off. Like Wembenyama's at 7'5", and he's way more athletic than
Yeah.
than Mara, but 7'3"? You asked me, and when we were chatting offline, you're like, when's the last time we've had paint protection like this? And I said, like this? Never. Not since I've been watching Michigan basketball.
We'll have to talk to Kellen because I can't remember either. Because this
Yeah.
it's a different level. Because like Vlad held up last year in the paint, did some things. Hunter
Hmm.
Dickinson before that. You know, you'd have some
Mo
guys
Wagner.
doing things. Mo Wagner. This is different. 7'3" is
Yeah.
completely different. And I mean, I guess you get like Musa Diabate was close to what he could do in the paint, but he was only
Yeah.
6'10".
Yeah, doing it with effort
Yeah.
and being in the right place, hustle, athleticism. This is just size and verticality. Like he's not doing it, he's not reinventing the wheel out there. I think you nailed it. Like his best skill is probably passing, like a
Yeah.
thing that like, oh, he can do that and he can do that pretty well. Like if that guy even gets like an elbow jumper, that's a problem for people
Yeah.
to deal with. So yeah, he's now become just way more important than I thought going into this. Also want to shout out Elliot Cadeau, where it was a little bit different of a game this time. We needed him to be more of a shot maker. So seeing him being like, okay, this game I need to go make shots wasn't particularly efficient, but hit some free throws to go up with like 13 seconds left. And I like that he can be what we need him to be on any given night. Got to clean up the turnovers though.
Yeah, got to clean up the turnovers. You want to see a little bit more consistent at the foul line. You like to see him hit both those free throws
Mm,
down the stretch
team
instead of
wide.
instead of just one. Yeah, 100% team wide. But I mean, Cadeau had kind of an off night, and I believe he still stuffed the stat sheet with like 17, 8, and 5.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't on and he doesn't pop, but like that's a good guard to have. And like
Yeah,
Cadeau's still going to be the guy that even on an off night you go to. And it was good to see Kaysen get in here. He was a little rusty in this. A lot of guys looked rusty. It was really the only guys
game
that looked
two.
like they were game two. It's going to
Yeah,
happen. Like not a lot of these guys have played together. You're working a lot of dudes in. So lot to clean up. They'll shoot better from three, but love the defense to close out. Love what we've got with Mara and the rim protection. Still love the pieces. If you expect me to hop off this train now because we had a little bit of trouble, well, you've got me mistaken for some of those folks on Twitter.
yeah. It's like this team's not going to blow everybody out by 30 points. It's just not going to happen. It's not sustainable. You go back through any great team, there's always like weird losses. The one that I don't know why I remember this, like the '05 Carolina team with like Sean May, Rashad McCants, Raymond Felton, um,
Team was
tremendous team,
loaded.
Marvin Williams. They lost to Santa Clara that year. Like, it was one of their, I believe, 4 or 5 losses. Like, it just happens. It's college basketball. There's so much variability, and with the transfer portal, I think it's even heightened now. It's like you're going to see more of those ups and downs, but we know this team's talent. Everyone settled down. It's game 2.
There's quite a few games left to be played,
Quite
as
a
well
few.
as 2 tournaments. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're we're gonna be all right. Anything else on basketball before we keep it pushing?
No, TCU next. No more Frankie Collins. He is on his 4th team now. He's off to Vanderbilt, if you're keeping track. So sad we can't get to face him one more time. But yeah, a good game to get back on track.
What a truly loyal son Frankie Collins is.
I know.
Let's take a quick break, very short break for those of you here live. A couple ads for those of you on the pod. We'll be back. We're gonna preview a football game, brother. Excited for this.
Yes.
All right, we are back. We are righteous men, and we have a football game to preview. The bye week, sometimes the bye week you're like itching, scratching, clawing, like get me back in there with the injuries coming off kind of an ugly game. You and I just busier with life and stuff in general. I relished having a bye week, but that being said, I'm ready. I am amped up. This is going to be a fun game. It's going to be in a cool atmosphere. It's a good test. I love what Northwestern is doing. They're going
Yes.
to be fired up. They're well coached. It's good. It's good to be back.
It's great to be back. It felt like a nice little refresher in the middle of the season. Like the team's all beaten up. We're a little beaten up from some of these sloppy performances and defending this team online. So yeah, nice to settle in, get our juices back up, get our ire up. And yeah, man, this is a great game this weekend. A little
It
little
is.
fishy with the line though. Earlier this week, it was at 9. Michigan was favored by 9. It's gone up 3 points to Michigan favored by 12 and a half now.
Hmm. Okay. What do you know?
Someone
That's
knows
what I
something.
Yeah, somebody's on to something. Is somebody coming back for Michigan? Somebody not playing? Somebody banged up for Northwestern? Yeah, that's interesting. We'll get to that. We'll get to that line there when we make our predictions and everything. I wanted to start with this. If I told you, and you have quite as good, much of a breadth of knowledge of college football as anyone I know, if I was like, pick me the starting point for competence, is Northwestern just like the definition of competence? It's like it's not going to be flashy on either side of the ball. They're not ever going to be excellent, but they are not ever going to be bad. It is like this is always going to be pretty good, competent year in and year out. Like I feel like they're what you circle dead in the middle, but then that feels a little rude to Northwestern to say you're dead in the middle. It's almost like a step above competence. Where am I at here? How far off am I?
I think you're close, but I think they are a little bit higher. I think
Yeah.
they do so much more. It's hard to find a program that does more with less than Northwestern and David Braun.
That's really what it is, and I'm trying to find a way to articulate that, and probably don't have it in me, but I'm just so impressed, man, that year in and year out it would be so easy for them to be a doormat in the Big Ten, especially this year
Yeah.
with some of the teams coming back, and the amount of the talent discrepancy is large. Like we'll talk about some of the guys on their roster that I do like, but a lot of it is developed in house, and a vast majority of it is just due to program competence and a good head coach that knows what he's doing. I mean, they're in the midst of changing their freaking stadium. Like they don't really have their full array of practice facilities and
Yeah.
stuff right now. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This team's locked in and on the verge of a bowl game when I think their over under was 4 wins.
Yeah, over under I think was via 4.5. They're already at 5, fighting to get into the bowl. I love that David Braun, took over in a weird situation now in retrospect, but nonetheless took
Mhm.
over, had success. I believe he was at least Big Ten Coach of the Year that year for what he did. They stumbled last season, have 4 wins. He doesn't panic. It was the OC's first year. Zach Lujan, he's back. It was the DC's. I think it might have been his first year as DC, but he's been with the program for like 7 years. He's back as well. No changes. They just they trust the system. They trust the standard they have there, and they knew they would bounce back. And you talk about competency. You watch any game this year, aside from game 1, that was rough to Tulane, that 20-point loss. But even then, you think they would lose the team after a 20-point loss to Tulane in week 1? No, settle in, get right back to business, and they've been a tough out for every opponent since.
Tulane's a good team now, too.
Tulane is a
Let's
good
not
team.
overlook that. Tulane's a very good team. Yeah, the rest of their schedule, they beat Western Illinois. They play Oregon pretty close
Close.
in week 3 there. They beat UCLA, and UCLA's been a bit of a giant killer kind of this year. And then, of course, Penn State is where they get on the map, and that begins the real official downfall of Penn State. They win that one 22-21. I was able to catch that one. They beat Purdue 19-0, and we just
Yep.
saw Purdue. Purdue's like a good team, so that should give you a little bit of a barometer of where this is a better team than Purdue now.
Yeah.
And then they lose to USC 38-17.
That was a tight game.
Schedule,
That was a
and that was a
tighter
tighter
game
game
than
than
it
that
would
would
feel.
indicate.
You have the
Yeah.
shenanigans with the fake punt, which was actually against the rules that kind of swung the
Rule
momentum in that game. Like,
illegal.
that was close.
It was, yeah, absolutely. They played USC close, like they played Nebraska close in a loss. Like, this is a team that if you don't get up, they can get you. And I don't know how far that goes. Like, it probably, I would say, like Ohio State and A&M are probably exempt from that, but not many other teams are exempt from. Maybe that's what I was trying to get at, the Northwestern corollary, where like, what level of team do you need to be able to sleepwalk through Northwestern? That's what I was looking for earlier, the Northwestern corollary.
Well, normally we talk about teams that can pull upsets are outstanding in one facet, whether that be forcing turnovers, running the ball, stopping the run, something like that. But Northwestern's kind of the inverse, where they're competent at everything.
Everything.
And
That's exactly what I'm getting
if
at.
you're off at one element, they can pull the upset.
100% what I'm trying to get at here. It's hard to describe. If you want to pick what they're absolute best at, it's they're well coached, and that's indicated by the fact that this is the third least penalized team in the country.
Yeah.
David Braun has got these guys well coached. There's veterans all over the place on both sides of the ball. Like, you look at their passing offense and their rushing offense, and it averages out to being somewhere very much in the middle. You look at their defensive statistics, better on that side of the ball. But it's like what you said. It's just up and down. Everything that I look at, it's like, oh, 63rd, 47th, 85th. Nothing is atrocious. Nothing is broken. There's not any part of the game that they can't do, though their passing offense does leave a bit to be desired. But whose doesn't? Who among us?
It leaves a bit to be desired, but I love the way it's run. It's death by paper cuts. That's what they want to do. They just want to pick and choose their way down the field with Preston Stone, the SMU transfer, just wants to get down the field, do what they can, and then hand the ball off to Caleb. I'm going to struggle with his last name. Komolafe? Sounds good.
I think it's Komalafi.
Who has emerged as a stud. He's 6th in the Big Ten in rushing. He wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year. It was Cam Porter until he got hurt. This guy's averaging over 5 yards a carry, has a 726 on the season and 8 tuds. Like, this is not someone to be taken lightly. Behind what I think is their best asset on offense is a very competent offensive line.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it goes to show, no surprise, the time of possession, they're number 13 in the country. So you got a good running back, you got a good offensive line, you're well coached, you don't beat yourself, and your quarterback is experienced. He does turn the ball over. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, I don't think we're that far apart. Now, the talent gap is wide.
Yeah,
Michigan's got them on talent by a wide margin. But as far as where we're at execution-wise, we're not that far from Northwestern. Like, the Northwestern corollary, let me tell you that we fall into that Venn diagram of teams that could get got if you don't show up on Saturday.
Exactly. I mean, this is an offense that put up over 300 yards against Northwestern. Like, competent like this again. Like, I can't emphasize this enough.
Against USC, you mean?
Against Oregon, they put up over 300.
Against Oregon. Oh,
yeah.
Northwestern.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, they put up over 300 on Oregon. They surely put up quite a bit of yards on USC as well. Like, this is a unit that's capable of exploding. And if Michigan's not on their P's and their Q's and they come out with that malaise we've seen those 2 weeks before the bye week, that's how you get got.
Yep. Komalafi went for over 100 yards rushing in that one, had 40 yards receiving. He's a problem. Like, that's where it starts and stops to me. Like, Preston Stone, I haven't been overly impressed with, I'll say, but I mean, Bryce Underwood hasn't been that good either. If you want to compare passing offenses, who would you rather have right now? Just for this year, this next game, Preston Stone or Bryce Underwood?
Yeah, Preston Stone turns the ball over too much, and he's
9
like
interceptions.
Yeah, he can move a little bit, but he's not the athlete that Bryce Underwood is.
Not even close. Yeah. I just wanted to put that out there. No need to pull out the pitchforks now. It's still Bryce Underwood, and moving forward, it's Bryce Underwood by a chasm. But yeah, I think that they're not going to try and put the ball in Preston Stone's hands other than to be a game manager and to keep Michigan honest. I think that this is going to come down to their run game, and they'll use Komalafe in the passing game as well. So got to find a way to limit him and make things fall onto Preston Stone's shoulders, and I think we'll feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. And the thing, I mean, offensively, my last note here is this is a very good third down team because it's normally third and short. So they put themselves in good situations, stay ahead of the sticks. And in terms of receivers to watch in this one, Preston Stone loves Griffin Wild. That's his number one target with a bullet, actually. So
Mhm.
Michigan's going to be keying in on he and Komalafe out of the backfield to really like handle this thing. And again, expect a similar attack to what we've seen the last couple weeks. It's going to be short passes. It's going to be quick. They're not going to let Stone sit back there and hold the ball.
No, I think that even if it's not blitzing, it's going to be bringing pressure in unexpected ways, as is the Wink Martindale way. Griffin Wild, to your point, 43 receptions, next closest 17.
Yeah.
So Griffin Wild is the guy that they want to get the ball to. Let's switch sides of the ball here and go look at their defense, where I've been just very impressed. They have a guy named Mac Uline, and Uline is a
He's a stud.
hardware store name. So, I mean, you may as well just be Mac Ace Hardware. What a man's name. They got freaking Mac Uline out there, and he's a stud. He's got 4 interceptions on the
He's a
season, like
linebacker.
at the linebacker. Yeah, at the linebacker position. He's their second leading tackler. I like him quite a bit. And yeah, man, I'm just very impressed with this defense. Number 21 scoring defense, 22 scoring defense, something like that. In the top 25, despite playing Oregon and USC and Tulane. Like this side of the ball, I think has been a revelation. Honestly, I thought they'd be pretty good. This is a very, very competent unit. This is a quality defense.
This is, yeah, up and down, really. I mean, this is a solid front with good edges. Aiden Hubbard and Anto Saka are really solid players. I mean, they're not going to have the crazy high production. This team is pretty low in sacks and TFLs, but they're
Yeah.
exceedingly disciplined and so well coached. Like, it's hard to get the best of them. They run a lot of four-man front, so we'll talk about that in a little bit, what that means for Michigan. But they're great against screens. They're great against play action. And talk about like just the coach speak of doing your 111th. That's what this team does. They do a lot of different things on the back end. They play a lot of different zones. They roll into coverages. They'll play some man-to-man as well. They give you a lot of different looks. And I guess it's just kind of like the theme of the podcast is that competency. And it's like you watch this defense, like this seems like one of the better coach defenses I have seen in the Big Ten this year. Kind of similar to like what I was doing this year. Again, a little undermanned in terms of talent, but man, they seem to always be in the right position.
Overwhelming competency. The Northwestern story is
The
the name of their
Northwestern way.
the Northwestern way. It sounds like the Al Gore autobiography or something. Overwhelming competency. Just like we did all right. uh to your point, number 114 in the country in sacks.
Yeah.
So that's not the concern. It's not that they're going to be tremendously disruptive, but they're the 64th best rushing defense. They're the 21st best passing defense as far as yards per game, not in touchdowns there. So they're just disciplined. They don't allow big plays. We already mentioned the penalties. They don't get penalized a lot. So they make you earn every first down. Like you're having to grit and grind out every first down. If you're turning the ball over against them, like you said, it's so much like the Michigan way. If you're turning the ball over against them, that plays right into what they want to do because they're actually better at Michigan at controlling the ball. Their time
Yep.
of possession is better than Michigan's currently. So keeping hold of the ball is going to be massive, massive against this defense because if they're turning us over multiple times, they're gonna be licking their chops, man.
Yeah, and another player to mention in this in terms of that is safety Robert Fitzgerald. Bobby Fitz leads the
Bobby
team with
Fitz
77 tackles from the safety position.
from the safety position.
He's out, he's so much fun to watch on tape. He's outstanding. I mean, he's just the effort in the box, outside in coverage, does a lot of different things. It's a fun defense. I mean, they do struggle a little bit on third downs and they can get gashed with some runs, but I love what they're doing there. I really do.
Yeah, man. And this dude looks like you won't believe it. You're like, oh, Robert Fitzgerald leading the league and he's playing safety. This guy makes Riley Green look like Malcolm X. Like this is a corn-fed white boy
Have
back
you looked
there.
up Griffin Wild?
Yeah, also, yeah. Like these are exciting whites
Yeah.
out there. They also have a Karloftis. They got Karloftis's brother, Yanni Karloftis, is back there playing linebacker. Aiden Hubbard, wasn't he briefly on the Buckeyes? Or has he just always been here? Is
He's
that why we
always
know
been
his
here.
name?
You're thinking Sam Hubbard,
Okay.
who was with the
Sam Hubbard,
Buckeyes.
that's why.
I don't
That's
know if
why.
there's relation, but yeah, Aiden
Could be
Hubbard's
yeah,
been
I don't
there.
know.
This is either year 4 or year 5. He's been there forever.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, I feel like he's been here, but why does the Hubbard name? Yeah, so talented defense, man. They're not going to beat themselves. We're going to have to find a way to attack them. It's a really good pass defense, but we're going to have to be balanced. But seeing number 64 rush defense and thinking, okay, that's the vulnerability. If there is a vulnerability, that'll make you feel a little bit better. We're not going to have Justice Haynes. Go ahead and get that out of your head. So Jordan Marshall, come on down.
Yeah, in Chip Lindsey's press conference today said expect 20 to 25 touches for Jordan Marshall. Gonna go ahead and bet on 25. Yeah.
Bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Get the man the rock. Kuz is going to get some carries here. Be interested to see what he's got. Wouldn't be surprised for a Parker touch or two. Yeah, we're going to run the hell out of the ball. Bryce Underwood, his legs will be key in this one. We're going to get to keys of the game, and you can bet I'll mention it. But man, Bryce Underwood, if it ain't there, tuck it and run or take the sack. Eat it.
Yeah.
Don't test them. Don't test them in this one. Just can't have turnovers against a unit that wants to play like this.
Yeah. Before we get to keys to the game, I feel like we're both really champing at the bit to get to it. Special teams, a wash.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
a wash. Very similar. Northwestern's punt returner is actually worse than James backwards. Drew Wagner averages 1.54 yards per return to Samaj's 2.08.
Hey.
Hey,
All
we
right.
got one. We
We
got one,
got
boys.
one, boys. Oh man. I'm gonna go out, take the lady out in the town tonight and pop some champagne. James backwards. Way to show out. We had a request from someone, I forget, I think it was during one of our last live shows, that we no longer end with special teams because it's too depressing. I think that's fair. I think that's actually a pretty good suggestion.
We start with it.
So we'll start with it after this. And look, and in this case, we're being positive about it. Like
Yeah.
it's a washout there, and we'll take that.
Do
We'll
you,
take that every day of the week.
can you name the game the last time Dom Zavada has made a field goal beyond 30 yards?
Tell me it's not New Mexico.
It's not New Mexico, it's Wisconsin. He had a miss
Okay.
in that
Oh,
game.
we were there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he had a miss in that game from, I mean, point blank range. But yeah, he made one. I believe it was like 40 or 41 in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Last time
it.
beyond 30.
That was the last time beyond 30. That's not great. Not ideal, sir.
So we're gonna need him down the stretch. So we'll see if
To
he can
be
get back on
fair,
track.
I don't think we even gave him a shot last week. Did he have one? I don't think we even attempted a
He
field goal
didn't kick last week.
2 weeks ago.
He hit one against Michigan State. Yeah, and I
Mhm.
believe did he go 1 for 2 against USC? I'm not.
I think
No.
I think he also missed one against Michigan State, didn't he? I don't know. They're running
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I lean on you for this sort of memory. I'm not going to go back and comb through the tomes right now to figure out Dom Zavada's mediocrity, consistent mediocrity.
Here we go. It's our special team spiral. Just get negative already.
I hate it.
Darn it.
Open up a bottle of wild turkey. Let's get into some keys of the game, players of the game, and predictions, my friend. Go ahead. Hit us first.
Keys to the game. Let's not forget that last year, coming out of the second bye week, Michigan changed everything. It started with Northwestern. Like last year, no one was anticipating Michigan to put up 50 on them. No one.
No.
Or no one was expecting them to beat Ohio State. No one was expecting Michigan to beat Alabama. They went on that run. And now, very similar path beforehand. Extra game with Maryland in the middle between Northwestern and Ohio State. But I don't think that could be like oversold. Like this team used that second bye week so well last season to change things that they needed to be changed at that moment. There was no more working through it. It's all right, we're doing this, and that's the way to do it. There was the decisiveness that came in, an identity that was like grasped. And it's kind of in a race where you can feel the finish line. You know, it's harder to pace yourself in a 5K than it is 100 meters. In 100 meters, you know where the finish line is, effort, go. And with a young team like this, I think that's going to be very beneficial. It's every game's a playoff game from here on out. There is no more resting. There's no more coasting. There's no more just stupid night games. You have to be locked in from this point on. I think that's going to help them focus down the stretch.
Yeah, I think they will be more locked in this game. I think you'll get better overall execution. We'll see who we get back as far as personnel. If there's anybody that was out 2 weeks ago that we get back, we haven't heard that yet. We're going a day early this week, so probably won't know by tomorrow either. I'm guessing a lot of these guys will be game time decisions, but totally agree. And that's a great callback to last year when we turned things around for the better. It was the Northwestern game. This is a better Northwestern team
Yep.
is the difference there. And I think we are a little less competent in some areas, more competent in others, however. So that's a great call out. I will say for my first key to the game, big plays. Let's get 2+ over 35 yards. I'd say over 40 even would be great, because this is not a team that's going to be able to light it up in the scoreboards. That's not what they're known for. So Michigan playing with a lead, as always, that leans into what we want to do, but particularly against this team. I think that if you can get up 14 and it's on big plays where all of a sudden, your offense is out there and they're just, oh man, we just got hit in the mouth and it's 14-0. I could go a long way in a
Yeah.
game like this.
I honestly think whoever wins first down consistently in this game is going to win the game. Staying ahead of the sticks is going to be crucial for two passing offenses that can struggle at times and go through droughts. To your point, I think the full running menu is available in this game. Michigan is better at blocking four-man fronts than odd fronts. So look for duo, look for counters, inside, outside zone. I think there's a home run waiting in there, and that's how you get to those explosives.
Yeah, absolutely. And having to, like we were talking earlier about this team, they'll make you earn every yard of that 10 when you're going for a first down. So the fewer times you got to be doing that and just putting that heavy workload on Jordan Marshall, the better.
Yeah.
So my next key to the game, I've already mentioned a million times: turnovers. Turnovers. We say it in everyone. It could be a key to every single game, but in a game like this with a disciplined defense, with a good defense, it's going to be harder to get that back, and it's likely going to be longer drives. We're hoping for those 2+ big plays. That would be lovely, but I would expect more long drives and having to earn it against this defense. If you have a drive going down into their red zone and turn it over again, that will deflate you. That would be brutal in a game like this. So, Bryce Underwood, I'm looking your way, young man.
Northwestern is 1-4 when turning the ball over two or more times this season. So right to
Turnovers,
your
man.
point, I think the goal should be even above that for Michigan's defense. I think it should be 3. And to Bryce Underwood, when you struggle at work, they put you on a PIP, performance improvement plan. And for Bryce Underwood, I think we're going to just incrementally improve these next 3 weeks and have the full game he's capable of having against Ohio State. For this one, it's just playing a clean game. It'll be a tough game for him to regain his full mojo as a passer, but I think this is where he starts. I think if he can play to 150 yards efficiently, 1 touchdown and no turnovers, that is a great start heading down the stretch. And then at Maryland, he can expand that. I think he could have a big day at Maryland, and then the confidence should be sky high going into Ohio State.
I love it. My next key to the game: limit Komalafi. Hey, we've faced some really good running backs this year, and then we've been surprised by some. USC's third string back that went for over 100 yards on us. What was his last
Yeah,
name? King?
except King Miller now is like getting
King Miller.
NFL draft buzz. He's their
Stud.
4th running back. Yeah, he's just flying up board. So we had no idea. We're just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, here's this guy now.
Bit of an outlier, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, it'd be nice to limit one of these guys to under 100 yards. We've had a couple guys get up over 100, and some of them have been bizarre, like the Michigan State guy getting up over 100 with just like one competent
We need the
drive.
Jonah Coleman performance.
We need to limit. We need
Yep.
to limit Komalafi. Keep this guy under 100 total yards. I think you're winning this game.
You make Northwestern one-dimensional and you put this game on Preston Stone's shoulders, he's going to crumble. He's going to start
Yep.
getting overly aggressive. He's going to start forcing throws, and that leads into our previous point of the turnovers. And to Preston Stone, take away the easy throws. This is game 10. It's time to make him think a little bit. We're going to have to play some more man-to-man at times. Like, we just can't sit back and be afraid. I know Wink is trying to protect the secondary and sometimes overly protect them, but you got to mix it up a little bit. We got to run zone matching. We got to run split field coverages. We got to do something differently so teams just cannot slice and dice all the way down the field. But Purdue had that 19-play drive in that game, which again, very rare because a lot of things have to go right in a row. And this defense is kind of built on bend, don't break. But it's time to take away some of those, force them into some bad plays, get with the lead, take away the run. One hand feeds the other in that scenario.
I love it. My last key to the game, it's a next man up mentality on defense. But if you're one of the guys we've been relying upon all year, if you're one of the guys that's trying to get to the NFL, you're running out of opportunities to show it. I need you playing angry. I need you making an impact, and I need it to be all four quarters. Rayshon Benny, Ernest Hausman, Derek Moore, Jair Hill, you are still going to be in this game. Houseman, I think, might be the only one of those guys that had any type of injury bug. So knock on wood for that. But I expect those guys to play, and you need to show up. You need to show out. You need to have your best game on defense.
I think so. So this is how you set the tone for the rest of the season. Like that 50-6 win last year, this is where it starts. My last key to the game, I'm not going to get negative. Special teams, don't be the reason we lose. Do not let this be the upset. I think it was last year, Northwestern blocked like an absurd number of kicks and punts combined. Like, again, just very competent around the board. They're going to look for ways to do it. Like the trick plays will probably be there. They could be featured. A special teams thing's going to be a plus. And with the way Michigan struggled to block up punts against Purdue, David Braun saw that on tape and they're going to throw something at us.
Yeah, he's a quality coach, man. I'm sure if you've seen it and I've seen it, they've certainly seen it. You want to go first with your predictions and players of the game? You want me to go?
I'll go first. Not going to get too crazy, nothing too cute here. We talked about the spread at the top. It's jumped over 3 points this week. I'd stay away from it, to be honest. I am confident in this, but like I think it could be a very kind of wacky game and swing based on one or two plays. I'm going to go with Jordan Marshall as the player of the game. No surprise here. I think he's going to be fed in this one. I think he has a chance to go over 200 yards. I think he could honestly go up even further, especially with a week to rest, reset the body. I think he could have a huge one in this. On defense, I think I said it last week. I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. I'm going to speak it into existence. Jair Hill's going to get an interception. He has been so close. He's been playing some pretty good ball, save one or two plays here and there with the loud inconsistencies. He's due one. I think he's going to get one in this game when Preston Stone challenges him, because I anticipate Jair Hill guarding Griffin Wild, if not shadowing him in this game, to take him out of this one. So he gets one in this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a battle back and forth. I could see Michigan playing with a lead, but Northwestern never really being out of it. I see it being like 24-17 in the fourth quarter. Jordan Marshall takes one to the house, puts it away. Michigan wins 31-17.
I like your vision. I can see the vision there. Choosing anyone other than Jordan Marshall to be your offensive player of the game is malpractice. If it was going to be somebody else, who would be your second pick if it wasn't Jordan Marshall? Would you go Underwood, McCulley, Marsh?
Max Bredesen, Jake Guarnera, Blake Frazier, feeding all into the run game. I would probably lean Underwood. Normally, this time of the year, so we had a great piece come out on our site. I forget the guy who wrote it, Mason Brewjob, did a fantastic job looking at freshman quarterbacks at this point in the season. And this is when the Trevor Lawrence jump came. This is when a lot of jumps happen, is like that week 9, week 10. So if it's going to click for Underwood, you could start to see it here. So I would lean him in this one. I don't know who to pick as a pass catcher because it varies week to week. Some weeks it's Zach Marshall. Some week it's Nick Marsh. Sometimes it's Donovan McCulley. Who knows who it's going to be? So I think behind Jordan Marshall, the right pick has to be Underwood.
Well, it's not Nick Marsh. He doesn't have any wins. They were all vacated. No, that's easy to mistake. A lot of Marshes, a lot of Marshalls. It's starting to get a little convoluted. Yeah, speaking of Marshall, I am taking Jordan Marshall as my offensive player of the game. Bryce Underwood needs to have a good game, but I think it'll probably just be the best case scenario for him is don't turn the ball over. Give us a crisp $150 through the air on efficient passing. That's all we need to get out of here with the W. This game's being played on grass, which is interesting. Weather's looking like it's going to be pretty good, 62 and cloudy.
Could be
in
windy
Chicago,
at Wrigley.
It's going to be windy, but man, is that pretty warm for mid-November. So lucking out there. It's going to cool off after that, avoid some precipitation, should be able to utilize the passing attack. On defense, I'm not going to get cute over here either. This is going to be a little boring on both sides. Give me 2 more sacks, Derek Moore. Let's get up into double digits, son. I want to see you move up into the first round. I think he should already be getting first round buzz. He is not currently. That'll change as people start to go back and look at the tape and realize like, oh, this guy's 2 inches taller than David Bailey. Understood. Like, yeah, this is a large human being. Not we are pro David Bailey on this podcast, but pro Derek Moore. So give me 2 more sacks. Give me Derek Moore on defense. I could see this being a very defensive struggle in the first half. I could see it that way. It's always difficult coming out of the bye. Are you going to get sluggish Michigan out of the bye? You're going to get very well prepared, ready to execute Michigan out of the bye. So I'll say I agree with you that it's a little close at half, maybe something 13-7 or something like that. And then Michigan uses a second half performance to pull away. So I will say 27-16, Michigan by 11, which means they would not cover the new spread.
Yeah.
So like you said, I would agree, probably staying away from that. Michigan absolutely could cover. I could see Northwestern hanging around and making this very uncomfortable. But if Michigan has Jordan Marshall and we're not turning the ball over, we should be fine. But don't get caught sleeping. Get up for
It's
this game.
Michigan Northwestern is always it's so difficult to predict. You think about the Dilio slide game late in that one to force overtime. You think about 2015 when it was Northwestern was ranked and then J.U. Chesson houses the opening kickoff and Michigan shuts out Northwestern. Or in 2018 when they're in Evanston and Michigan goes down 17-0 in that game and is down that at half and comes back to win 20-17. I mean, even 2021, Michigan pretty much dominates the game, but right before the end of the half, Evan Hall breaks off like an 85-yard run out of nowhere. And then last season, no one saw 50-6. I think a lot of
Wow.
people were like picking Northwestern to beat Michigan. Michigan was, it's hard to put ourselves back in that situation pre that game, how down everybody was following the Indiana game, losing in the fast, it was 20-15, having the bye week, then going into that and just dominating. So these games are always difficult to predict, never quite goes the way you expect. So I love how we're both just trying to be a little bit conservative on this one, not going extreme one way or the other. But at the end of the day, I think winning first down, controlling the line of scrimmage, it's very old fashioned Big Ten slugfest at Wrigley Field. I think Michigan takes it.
At Wrigley Field. Wish I could be there. That's going to be a
Cool.
really,
It's gonna be
really
cool.
cool atmosphere. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, shout out to all of you that are able to make it. Make sure you're loud and make sure we're well represented. I believe we will be
Yeah.
in Chicago there. Excited to see this new Northwestern field too. Like that, add
Good for
that to the
them.
list of places, yeah, that we need to go see, like right on the lake. That's going to be sick. And yeah, you nailed it, man. Good recall going back on some of those Northwestern games where it can get weird against this team. And I just never know what to expect. And you nailed it again that the vibes were not good last year until Northwestern. That was the get right game.
Yep.
So could happen again, or once again, we could come out and play sloppy and have to fight for our lives. You just never know with this team. We have a tremendous amount of respect for them. Always have, always will. That being said, let's go get this dub. Let's get Maryland up next, and then
Also,
we're gonna start talking about it. We're gonna start
also
talking about it.
George Jewett Trophy on the line. Sharon Moore has not lost a trophy game as a head
Mm.
coach, and Michigan is favored to win this game, as we mentioned a few times. And Sharon Moore has only lost one time as a favorite at Michigan. That was Illinois last season. So a lot of history on his side in this one.
I love it, man. We just need to get every game to be a trophy game. Just be like, no, Missouri, it's the Applebee's napkin game. Like someone's taking it home.
It's I mean, even if this team can't make the playoff, the best case scenario for a bowl game where a trophy matters has to be the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Oh, come on. How fun would that be? Everyone just getting up for the Pop-Tart Bowl. The Pop-Tarts doing heinous, ungodly acts to one another in the
I'm
sight of God and
sure
man.
our listeners are pissed that we're excited about the Pop-Tart Bowl, but hey, silver lining, if things go sideways. But yeah, I love the Pop-Tart Bowl. Love all bowl games,
Weirded
to
out.
be honest.
Yeah, I'd be weirded out if you're not into the Pop-Tart Bowl. It's maybe the greatest thing America has going. Like
It's so
it
good.
is, it's a tremendous spectacle. It's like that, Tom Brady.
Well,
Outside of
Brady's
that,
fallen down the list a little bit with the
with the
cloning talk.
cloning.
So
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
it's
Not
it's the
even a good
Pop-Tart
example.
Bowl in its own tier at this point.
It's the highest tier. That's what we got.
Looking around the country, got a few games
Yeah,
for you.
hit me.
Notre Dame at Pitt.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Give me Pitt. Give me Pitt in the upset. I am all aboard the Pitt train in that flabbergasting conference. I want to see Pitt run the table the rest of the way. They'd be a fun team to work their way into this mix.
I'm going to go Notre Dame, but I think it's tight. If this were like a night
Yeah.
game at Pitt, like I wish it wasn't game day because I feel like Pitt could sneak up on them a little bit more, but game day
Yeah,
is going to
that's
be there.
true.
Notre Dame's going to be locked in. It is going to be fascinating, though. I believe Pitt has the second best run defense in terms of yards per carry, at least in the Power
It's
Four.
it's
And
a good matchup.
they're going to put a lot on CJ Carr in this one.
Mhm.
Another game for you here. Happy belated Veterans Day to you, a former Navy man yourself.
Thanks, brother.
USF at Navy.
Come on now. What you think I'm doing with my shipmates? Give me my shipmates. Give me the midshipmen by 10.
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna go USF and Byron Brown, who is single-handedly just helping me dominate college fantasy football this season.
Yes, he is. Good to see that you hate patriotism.
Next game for you, Oklahoma at Alabama.
Yeah, yeah, fun one. Mateer hasn't looked right since the hand, man, and
Yeah.
Simpson's hitting his stride. Give me Bama in this one, as much as I'd like to see a fun one here. And I think Oklahoma could keep it tight with that defense, but yeah, I'll give me Bama to find a way.
Oklahoma got that big win over Tennessee, which makes me think about it a little bit more in their favor, but I just can't trust that run game. Jaden Ott's disappearance needs to be studied. Just
Hmm.
why he's just not been
Offense in general is just
it's
not trustworthy, and Bama has a little bit more on both sides.
and they have the quarterback and the coach combo I trust in a big game, and they're they're
Exactly.
they're getting close to making a real run here.
Yeah.
Iowa USC.
Man, Iowa, just a horrible letdown on that, but also what a throw by Dante Moore in that game. I really thought Iowa had everything. That was the upset that we predicted. I think this is a bad matchup for USC, man. If Iowa cannot let Oregon beat them twice and get over that, I think Iowa's going to upset USC.
I agree with you. I mean, Iowa has been this close to beating
Hmm.
Indiana and Oregon. Like they are so close in so many of these games. Even go back to the Iowa State game before Iowa State was just devastated by injuries. Last one for you, sneaky huge game on the slate, Texas at Georgia.
Yeah, yeah, that one did sneak up on us. Everyone had written off Texas, and then the college football playoff ranking came out and said, "Not so fast, my friend." Um, Georgia's been putting it together a little bit more. I was really, really not buying their defensive line. Like it is so much worse than last year's.
Yeah.
But I've seen a little bit here or there. That's still not the strength of their team. But their quarterback Stockton is like he's
Gamer.
got he's got gamer like he's got some Haynes King in him. So give me Georgia in this one, even though Texas playing a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so too. With Texas, like the defense is elite, but the offense, it's still so up and down. Like
Can't trust it.
it
Yeah.
Arch is turning a corner, but like if they're really going to attack Georgia, like it needs to be in the secondary. And I just think Kirby Smart's going to throw some things at him between the hedges. He's not ready for, and I just trust Georgia's offense. Like even if Texas gets a lead, Georgia's offense is so hard to kill. Only Bama's been able to do it, and even that was a nail biter down the stretch. So second half adjustments if they're needed, I think Georgia could find a way to come back and get the win.
That's the way I'm leaning, but that'll be a fascinating game. Thank God we are playing at noon. Are you doing a full day affair? How you doing
Until
this?
6 p.m., baby. Michigan hockey going to Penn State and facing Gavin McKenna for the first time.
My man will be locked the F in. Yeah, I'm doing a full 12-hour day. We only have so many of them left. We're getting towards the end of this thing. I'm going to savor them. Hold on to them as long as you can. Stay here.
Stay here. Don't worry. I'm still gonna have the fourth screen, but like I'm gonna have the hockey game up as well. Massive clash for Big Ten hockey this weekend. Trying to get off the schneid here, and Penn State kind of back against the wall after getting swept by Michigan State. However, we have to fix college officiating in hockey. It is the worst. I did a little research today in college basketball and the NBA. They're within
Hmm.
zero point 0.5 in terms of fouls per game, the worst in the worst. In the NFL, they're within 2 penalties of each other. In hockey, from college to the NHL, college is double the NHL in penalties.
For like number of penalties per game, what is the
Number of
metric?
penalties for the worst team. Just looking at the worst team, the bottom of the bottom. The Flames are getting called for 11 penalty minutes per game. Penn State's number one. They're getting called for 22. The Big Ten itself has the number one most penalized team in Penn State, the number three in Michigan State, the number four in Michigan, the number, I believe it's five in Wisconsin, and number nine in Notre Dame. The Big Ten
Okay.
officiating is so bad in college hockey that it's taking away from the games, it's disrupting the flow, and it has to get fixed. It is
Yeah,
awful.
I was waiting for the metric there that brought that back. But yeah, now when you can
It's
compare Big Ten to other conferences, you can say like they're just doing it more, they're calling more.
so bad, man. They're calling every game so tight. And like you don't see it in any other sport where Michigan State, Penn State, and Michigan are three of the top five teams in the country. Wisconsin's also a top 10 team. You don't see four teams like that in the top 10 that are also just heavily penalized in any other sport.
Yeah, that's a big discrepancy. I love that you just went off a little rant there.
I
Love a
had
good
that.
rant.
That's been eating at me all day, just making me upset because last week was just a penalty-ridden fest. It was slop. It was hard to watch. Please do better, Big Ten. I mean, Tony Petitti is just trying to swim in some money like Scrooge McDuck and just sniffing it around his house. That oh god. But please fix the officiating. So I beg of you.
Tell me how you really feel. Look, same goes for the NBA. The NBA has been incredible to start this season. It's been so much fun. Just got to get that officiating cleaned up. Like no one wants to watch 106 free throws. No one wants to watch Austin Reeves shoot 36 of them. Like let's clean it up. I agree. It's better for every sport in general. Let the boys play, and then when it gets egregious, that's when we're tossing the flag.
There was also a shift in the Big Ten officiating in terms of football. I might be unlocking like a bigger conspiracy here. In last season in 2024, in terms of opponent penalties, these were the bottom 5 teams in opponent penalties called. Penn State at 130, Michigan State tied with them, Northwestern at 132, Michigan at 133, Ohio State at 134.
This
No,
is
weird.
like it's like when Julia Roberts wrote the Pelican Brief. Like you're gonna have the CIA coming after you.
I'm gonna have notes, and like it all changed when Tony Petitti took over, so it's blaming him.
The worst. We can all agree on that. That even the Michigan State fans, who right now, as we speak, are wading into Lake Erie with a plugged-in toaster. Oh, tough scene, tough scene. Oh, Tony in the chat. Tarek Skubal won the Cy Young Award. This is tremendous. What an absolute beloved Michigander, Detroiter that we're not going to pay, and who's going to go play for the Mets. And I'll never buy another Little Caesars pizza. I'll give up on pizza in general in protest. Like, how dare you? How
Yeah,
dare you let this man walk out of Detroit? I'm already mad, but good
yeah.
for him. I love him.
Yeah,
It's
good
not
for
his
him.
fault.
He's gonna do tremendous things for the Mets, Yankees, or the Phillies. Like it's what's gonna happen.
Unserious ass organization. And I mean, look, if you want to find a bright side, they're going to trade him rather than just let him go, like what happened with Shohei. But it's not the same in baseball. Like in the NBA, if you did that and you weren't Nico Harrison, you'd get like 9 draft picks for somebody like this, and it would completely set up your organization. You could miss on everything that you get. Like you could get a bunch of pieces for Tarek Skubal that never play a
Yeah,
meaningful inning for you.
yeah. It's
Like
it's
it's a bad move.
it's a bad move. You hate to see it, especially for a player like this. How do you feel like? And we're going off on a complete tangent. If anybody is still with us, God bless you. How do you feel about Skubal leaving that last game as early as he did, and then you see players like Yamamoto pitching on
Oh
no
yeah.
days rest
No,
and coming in?
I'm anti.
Yeah.
Anti. I'm against it. Yeah, of course, but that wasn't his call, right?
I don't know. Like, was it
I
Hinch
doubt
pulling
it.
him out on like a pitch count, or was like because they were mentioning on during the
Sounded like it was
broadcast
Hinch.
because Smoltz
Yeah.
said like he would tell him he was out and he was done when he was done. It's like I don't know. It's very, very strange. That's one thing that makes the Japanese players a little bit different, where it's just like I feel like those guys were willing to die on the field for the Dodgers to win the World Series. It's like this
Yeah.
is awesome, and you're kind of
It
seeing in
is
the NBA
awesome.
with the foreign players as well. It's like oh, they're taking this way more serious and doing different things. And it's kind of like a wake up call to some American guys. Like okay, hey buddy, don't worry about the pitch count tonight. Like we need you for 110.
All right, so you chose USF over Navy. You're lauding the foreign-born players over the American players. Where were you on 9/11?
Coming after me. Did you see the World Series viewership numbers too? They were crazy good this year.
I would imagine you and
Yeah.
I were watching, and you
Yeah.
and I do not tune in for a lot of baseball once the Tigers are out. And I was locked in on that. It was great theater, man. Like say what you will, and I hate how unbalanced it is that you can just buy your way in if you're the Dodgers. But
Well, who
it
started
was it
that
was
though? The Blue Jays in the
the
90s.
oh yeah. I was gonna say the Yankees in
Blue
the
Jays in the
60s,
90s.
but
That's when then the lockout happened a couple years after because everybody was pissed about it.
we're well deep onto a swerve at the end of this podcast, but I'm here for it. This
We're
is
talking
lovely.
about the Blue Jays payroll during the Clinton administration.
Now Lou Gehrig, no, Lou Gehrig was traded.
He was
What the
traded.
hell is that? What the hell's happening here? You guys don't know shit about baseball history. Oh man, I love it. God bless anyone that stuck around with us. This was fun though. This was good, man. You could tell we were excited to get back and talk about ball. Just a couple more weeks of it. God willing, there's a playoff run. You can tell, like I could tell with our tenor tonight, we're still not quite there where we're looking ahead. Like I think that has to do with our overall confidence in the
Yeah,
team, how we've been playing recently. But I'm telling you right here and now, if we hang 50 on Northwestern again,
boy,
you and I are going to start talking some stuff. We're going
we're
to be
gonna
looking ahead a little bit.
we're gonna start saying some things. And with this win, if Michigan gets it this weekend, they will match their win total from last season.
It's not nothing, man.
No,
It's not nothing. Like it is an improved team. Can't fall off a cliff here. But if
nope.
you continue to improve for the rest of this could go from like pretty good season to like hell yeah, Sherrod Moore. Like that's a season that we're gonna remember. So very much on the table. Excited for it, man. We will be back. I will be going live. I don't know who I'm going with. Might be Andy, might be Michael. I don't know who I'm going live with this Saturday after the game for Bleacher Report. Thank you for filling in on the last one. And we will, of course, be back next week. 2 pods next week, both breaking down whatever happened against Northwestern as well as previewing Maryland. Thank you to producer Tony in the background, making the memes, making the schedule, getting the info out there. A true man of the people. Shout out to all of you that have been tuning in with us. I am Jared. That is Andy. This is Out of the Blue. We'd like to remind you that wherever you go,